guys, Britto here. Welcome back to outofore. Here we are for another episode. We've finally got our wash plant set up, ready to go. It doesn't look as pretty as I'd like it to look, but we get the job done. So eventually going to put a big hopper building here as well. So we back straight up, tip off into these three conveyors. Conveyors go up into this, let's say, storage hopper, I guess. It comes out the side, so three goes into one, up and across into this big one, drops down, a bit more room in there to fill it if needed, comes through here, turns right. I don't know if I need to cover these conveyors or just leave them exposed. Come through here into our building. Ooh, those doors don't look good like that. Through there into the sorter goes out the bottom into the wash plant into the trommel. Trommel goes up, goes left, right, and then drops back down into our main conveyor here. The main conveyor takes the ore, blasted rock, etc., up into here, gets crushed into gravel, and all the other ores goes through the fractioner. I think that goes to crushed rock and then goes to gravel. Through this way, and then out, and this just takes the dirt. So the dirt's going to get dumped off the side of the cliff at the moment until we can get a haul truck sorted. Bigger haul trucks, of course. So this gets dumped down into here. We just want to use this spot as like a dump. We're not going to go that way. We're going to go east, northeast, southeast. We're going to go this way. Okay, so then our main conveyor comes out. I think it's this one. Yep, it comes out and then dumps straight into here. So it'll be that one there. I eventually want to put a dump hopper building on top of this. This will go as well. Damn, what did I say? There's still a little bit of ore in here that we haven't fully depleted yet. So I'm going to leave that there for now. There's still more in there. Not a great deal, but there's still a little bit. But then again, we could leave that for the shovel too when we finally do ever get one. Down here, we've still got a little bit of digging to do. I've sort of made a few little changes, put a full hopper in. I think I'm going to run hoppers all the way along into here and then try and blast this, but I don't want this to go any further back than, say, here. So I need to work out how many blocks from there back and then get it blasted. So we just take this whole corner out. So maybe here, and just put in a big retaining wall and leave this as like an open, like an open section of the mountain. All this has got to go. It took me ages to build that bloody stuff. Let me change the weather quickly. It's not what I wanted. Time of day, weather. Back to automatic. Probably change back actually. I did a bit of scouting around and I found another, I think it's a lithium node up here. So that's northeast. So up this way. But yeah, this lithium node in here, there's still a little bit more in there. Not a great deal. I did save the game, use the hand tool just to dig in, just to see how much is left. There's this coal node here, which goes all the way up. We've already tested this. This is all coal as well. Here it is. Yep. So straight over here, there's a huge lithium node. Now pushed a little bit down with a dozer, but it starts like up the top here somewhere. Goes down. I put in a little platform, which I've sort of pushed in and dug in, ready to go, and then it continues down the hill for a fair way. So there's a lot in here. I don't know how deep it is, but it's a long node. So I thought we'd throw in a little platform here, a little hopper, and a sell point. I'm not going to even try and get it over to there. I'm not going to go there. Just going to purely dig it, sell it, and then hopefully make some money out of it. That's sort of the aim at the moment. So I set this little platform up. Now we've just got to try and get over to where the node is. I'm not sure if this is dirt or pay dirt, but I'm not going to worry about running wash plants and all that sort of stuff to this. I purely just want the lithium. That's where the money's at. When we get to level 22, we unlock explosives, so we can sort out that other little area. Could potentially try and cut in a haul road to go right down the bottom of the pit, sort of to the west of the coal plant, so down below that coal plant, if we want to. I want to sort of maybe set up an underground mine down that side. We still do want to go underground. We don't want to leave it all open cut, but we sort of want to do a mixture of both. Yeah, so we'll head down that way, maybe do a bit of like underground stuff down there, which will be obviously a while away yet because we're not even close. I think that's at level 31, level 40 or something to get underground stuff. So it's going to be a fair time before we even get down that spot. Be able to use some underground mining techniques, but that'll bring us in some decent money too if we can get down into an underground mine and run another wash plant and full setup down there as well. So obviously the wash plant setup doesn't look great. I kind of just wanted to make it compact and fit in that little spot that we had, so I didn't stress too much about it. But I know a few of you guys that I've seen on Discord, the Discords and everything, have done a great job with designing your own wash plant setups and process facilities, whatever you want to call them. I need to get rid of this tree. I hate it when sometimes you just can't get rid of them. May need to get it from the top with a dozer. Some of them just get stuck and you just can't remove them. Like now we've dug the ground out from underneath it, it should just fall down, but it's not at the moment. Alright, let's see if we can... Yeah, see, it's still stuck in the air. Get the dozer and maybe push it down with the dozer. Hopefully. Alright, so there's... I don't know how high the node goes up the hill. I think it stops about here somewhere, but... I just wanted to push some material down, but this is going to be one of those trees that we just can't get rid of. Absolute pain. I did have some trouble with trees when I was doing the bulk push before. Pushing that ramp... Oh, there we go. Pushing that ramp in. Did have a few problems with it. I'm pretty sure it's not any wider than this node, so... I still love the dozer. It doesn't push as much as I would like it to push, but it's still... You can finesse it enough to push in a haul road, to push some dirt down like this. Like, it's not completely useless, but... It's also not a huge bulk pushing monster that I would like it to be. Alright, there we go. Not too bad. So we'll sort of dig this out a little bit. We might have to move the wash plant down the hill a bit more as well. Obviously I don't want to be driving up the hill with the loader. We just sort of want to dig this side out, and then we'll sell what's in here. We'll move this guy down a little bit further, and then maybe bulk push some dirt down and try and just fill the hole that we've dug out. Right, so you can see we've still got a lot of dirt, and/or pay dirt. I think it's pay dirt actually, because it's a lighter brown. But we'll eventually get stuck into that node, lithium, and start getting our levels up again. And I know obviously sending it straight across to the sell point would get us a lot more money, but I think we had like 3 and a bit million before we built that wash plant, and now I've got 1.5, so we're losing money fast by putting conveyors in everywhere. And yeah, I don't want to be going too over the top with that again. We've done all that before with our previous underground mining series and that sort of stuff, so want to try and minimize that technique. And I know a lot of you guys are saying, you know, no, that's fine, do it once you get the big open pit equipment, then go back to just hauling everything. But yeah, I don't know, I still don't want to use it too much. Sort of just repeating, as I said, what we did in a previous series, and I want to try and steer clear of that if at all possible. So the other thing we have, I think I did mention in the last episode, was we can buy a whole bit of jadeite and sell and make a profit that way. So if we come into here and go store materials, jadeite, buy $9.99 for 31,779. It's in there. We've got 333,577. Put that in there and go sell. 333,4. 244. Doesn't go up a great deal, but we can spend $1.5 million on buying all that jadeite, and then we can sell it and get our levels up that way. But I'd rather try and find nodes like this all across the map and just target these guys. I found a whole heap of coal nodes. Just these ones I think are few and far between. This is obviously where the money's at. I think if we had a little bit bigger equipment, I'll just run pure pay dirt. I wouldn't stress too much about finding these nodes. That's eventually what we're going to do once we get the shovels and the bigger excavators, haul trucks, etc. We'll just be running pay dirt and trying to build a realistic, you know, open cut mine. Just getting to those levels, like I think it's 37, so we've still got a long way to go. I think this is like episode 15 or 16, we're only at level 21, so it's going to be a fair few episodes before we get to that point. And that's why I want to try and throw in a few more time-lapse episodes for you guys too. Not too many, but I want to definitely throw them in, that way we can just progress a little bit quicker once we get to the stage where we've got all the good open cut equipment. We'll probably do a little bit less as far as time lapses go. Yeah, so I don't want to cut down the hill, we want to sort of cut sideways here and then turn left and sort of cut up the hill again. It took quite a while trying to cut this out and get it level with this loader on the side of a hill. It's pretty tough. I want to try and make it look like it's, obviously it's not realistic, but make it look like as if we've just brought in a whole heap of blocks that we've had made at a local concrete facility just to give us a level pad to work from. I used to drive concrete trucks years and years ago, and we definitely made blocks like this for retaining walls, but not used for this sort of application. But I can still see how those or similar blocks like that would definitely work in this situation. So it's not completely unrealistic, but it's also not that realistic either, I suppose. Right, so we'll probably just dig in a little bit. I want to try and go as far as I can. I think it's south, so back towards that wash plant, the coal prep plant, and once we stop hitting the node, I want to turn and go up the hill. So it's not overly wide, but it should still go back a little way into the mountain. I'm not sure how deep it is. I purely have set ourselves up at this height on the hill, that way we can sort of take the top, come back, take the next lower level. I don't want to dig in to the mountain like we did where we pushed that other road in just below that coal prep plant, because then we've got so much overburden above us, which should be collapsing as we dig it, but it doesn't, obviously. Yeah, we don't have explosives yet. Level 22 is when we unlock explosives, so we're not far away. So we can definitely undercut this if needed and get some good blasts going. It's definitely a good node, I think. So I don't know how deep it goes. I purely opened up another creative save and just sort of had a bit of a scout around. Dug a few holes with the tool just to try and find something reasonably close that we could tackle. This is what I could find, but if you guys have found anything else in your map, feel free to share on my Discord, Split's Discord, so Nick from Split 2. Share on his Discord any decent nodes you found. Even the North Modding Discord as well. You know, share it there so we can all go and tackle these big nodes, make some money, get some levels up. Right, dump this bucket in, and then I'll have a look and see what's actually in that storage container. Right, I did put a little thing here so I could walk over, but I've put that block in the way, which doesn't help. Right, what have we got in there? So lithium, 1.2k. Oop, still got it, still processing. Or semi-processing anyway. Platinum, magnetite, bauxite, lithium. Plenty in there. Alright, go back to the store. Let's go sell. So lithium 1.2k, magnetites, platinum, so 334, 337. It's not going up very quick at all. That's probably one of the things that's going to take forever. So 31, 32 to get these guys. So we're not that far away from doing a bit of underground stuff, but I really want these, the face haulers. That's really what we want to aim for. But as I said, if we get to that point where we're struggling to get levels, because I think, what are we at? Level 37 for those guys, excavators. The shovels are... Those shovels 37, yeah. So if we get to level 31 and start an open, or underground mine, I should say, we can probably get those levels reasonably quick if we do it down the bottom of the valley somewhere. And we just use the loader, explosives, do our old school technique, but purely just try and make some fast cash, some fast levels. Just doing blasted rock and gravel and all that good stuff, and hopefully run into a coal vein, or with any luck, like a big lithium vein or something would be really nice as well. Yeah, this vein's gonna be very big. So I don't know how deep it goes, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change that back to just light clouds. It just seems to lag the game quite a bit with us digging as well as the weather. Now the weather effects are awesome compared to what they were before. They really are. Like a thunderstorm, the lightning and everything is epic, and I've seen some pretty good screenshots that people have taken in weather and night time and that sort of stuff, and it's really good. Done a great job changing the way the weather works compared to what it used to be. So now I just don't know what to ramble on with now, guys. Like, do you guys want me to ramble on about more mining experiences, real life stuff? I just finished my 3-day shift weekend yesterday, and got on my truck starter shift, noticed a bit of a leak underneath, so had a look. Right hand side of the engine had a fuel leak. It's been chewing a lot of fuel, my truck, because I usually get the same truck every shift. 523, big 797, same truck every shift. Been going through a shitload of fuel, and I noticed a leak. Had a look, could see exactly where it was coming from. Notified West Track fitters, who are like the Caterpillar fitters that we've got on site. They're like, "Oh no, yep, keep it running." And I said, "Oh, we'll just check it out at crib time. I'll be at the fuel, like the fuel farm trans tank thing." And checked it out. It was needed to go and get repaired, so I had to go to the workshop. So I took it in there, and then earlier that morning, actually, a truck 516 blew POS 4 tyre, so that's the inside left rear tyre. Just going up a haul road. No, didn't hit a rock, didn't do anything. Turned out just to purely be a repair failure. So it's obviously, we set our tyres off site, they get repaired. Come back, we put them back on trucks, but it was a repair failure and it's blown a tyre. So that was ready to go once I dropped my truck off, so I swapped from 523 over to 516. Got in it. Noticed it was low on fuel as well, so I called up my dispatch operators, so they send us to the diggers wherever they want us to go, and said, you know, it's only got 20% of fuel. Do you want me to get fuel now before I leave, because it's right near where I picked it up from? And he's like, "Oh yeah, you might as well. Off you go." So I went into the fuel bay and hooked up the fuel hose, started fueling it up, did a walk around. I usually always do a walk around, check, you know, oil levels, engine oil, all that sort of stuff, just to make sure there's no obvious damage, nothing untoward or whatever. And had a look at the tyres from the rear, and the POS 4 that just had been replaced and had been put on had a huge sidewall bubble on the inside. So I'm like, surely these guys didn't just fit a tyre with a sidewall bubble. And like, I picked it up with it in there, and I literally, it would have been 500 metres from where I picked it up to where I go to the fuel bay. And so I called them up and said, "You know, I know you just fitted this tyre, but do you know there's a sidewall bubble?" They're like, "No, there's no sidewall bubble when I left here." So they had to come and check it out. And yeah, so it was a repaired tyre put on the truck, and it had a sidewall failure which had nothing to do with the repair. So it's just a freak thing where I've picked it up, exactly the same tyre position that blew earlier that day. Massive sidewall bubble in it. and obviously it's pretty dangerous, so we had to sort of let the supervisors know to exclude the fuel farm. No one else could come in there and get fuel because there's 2 fuel bays. The tyre fitters had to drain the air out of it completely, so that way it wasn't like dangerous to anyone. It wouldn't blow or explode while I was driving it after that. And yeah, we let it down completely, and I drove it back to the tyre pad, and they fixed it and set it back out again. So it's just one of those freak things that truck had blown that exact same tyre that morning, got it repaired, and literally 5 minutes, 10 minutes after I picked it up, drove 500 metres, that exact same tyre position, new tyre, had a failure as well. Like it's unheard of. I've never heard of that before. Obviously I didn't hit anything, completely nothing to do with me and me operating it. I said I only drove 500 bloody metres, didn't drive far. God, we're getting some lag now. Yeah, so it's definitely not from me. It's just purely a sidewall failure, which, you know, does happen. Yeah, so that was exciting, and I went from, you know, a big 797 back to a 789, which is a 180 ton payload compared to the 350, and yeah, it's a pretty busy afternoon, I guess. But back to a little truck under a big digger, so it was 3 buckets, and I was gone, where it's normally 5 or 6 buckets or 7 with a bigger truck. So it's still an eventful day. Yeah, something I enjoy doing. So the 797s, I believe they're 242. It's 242 ton without the tray. Sort of been reading up on the specs and stuff at work in the truck itself. So 242 tons plus the trays that we use are 244, so that's 286. Plus we've got to add 350 for our payload. So you're looking at 650 ton, between 6 and 700 ton dump truck when it's fully loaded. The 797, so they're a big bit of equipment. But they're so easy to drive. Like, I don't know if any of you guys are operators as well. Most of you guys probably have operated something in your time. That's probably why you guys are here watching the content. But yeah, it's a big piece of equipment, 700 tons. I still, yeah, been doing it for 8 years, and I still get excited to drive one every day. Like, it's not every day that you get the opportunity to drive a bit of machinery that's that big. It's pretty cool. I still think I'm lucky. The amount of people that apply for mining jobs, you know, not everyone gets the opportunity, and I was lucky enough to get the opportunity, so always grateful, thankful, and I said try and enjoy every minute of it. There are a lot of people that have been in the industry for a long time that absolutely hate it. They can't stand it, they're over it, they want to get out, they want to retire, whatever, but I still love it. I probably still will love it till the day I die, even the day I retire. Still going to love it. It's just something that I've always enjoyed. Oops. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever get sick of it, to be honest. Alright, we're getting through this chunk here. Let's actually jump back out and have a look and see what's in here. So 1.8k lithium. We're still, see, there's no pay dirt, it's just pure dirt, so there's no point in worrying about putting in any equipment. We could probably try and dump the dirt if we want to put in a trommel and stuff, but not going to stress about it. Now the thing is, how do I go and get fuel in this thing? I should have fueled it before I brought it down. Like, it was hard to get down here, and now I've taken away sort of the spot that I used to get down. Level 22 is when we get the fuel truck, so the fuel truck could probably come down here, but I'm not sure why we're lagging so bad with the dirt at the moment. Look here, when it's dropping back on the ground, right there, it's just lagging like crazy. Is it because of the background, maybe? Not sure what's going on there. Right, so there's going to be a lot to dig to the left, back up the hill. We may have started a little bit too too low, potentially, but it's fine. You'll probably even turn this into a... Oh, this lag is crazy. You could probably turn this into a haul road. Put a retaining wall in and push from the top down. I don't know. That's an option. There's still a little bit of a node in there, but it's not really that effective over there, so we might throw in a retaining wall. God, this lag is nuts. What the hell is going on here? I've never had this, and it hasn't been an update, so I'm not sure what's going on. Let's go from here. Let's throw in a retaining wall, maybe there. I don't think we need to go any further than that. Right, yeah, we'll just throw in a retaining wall from here. And I think even if we do dig this way, I think I can't really see any of the node here. Oh, there's a little bit there, maybe. So we'll see how we go. Right, we want to sort of try and keep it away from there if we can. Yes, we can. Get another block in there. Alright, good. Then we'll eventually head up the hill. And then we're going to have to turn around and head back down the hill. Right, just get rid of those so nothing sort of bundles up there. Yeah, I'm not sure what the go is with the lag. Said it's new to me. I've never had it this bad. In fact, really at all. Never really had this sort of lag. Is it this part of the mountain? Is it this time of the day? I don't know. Let's have a look and see if we change it to midday. You guys let me know what you want me to do with the weather and time too. Do we sort of want to dig a little bit at night time? Or do you want to use it as pure daytime work only? I mean, nighttime is pretty cool, but the thing is, with YouTube, the videos already get darkened quite a bit already, so if we're going to dig for nighttime, I just don't want you guys not being able to see overly well. And obviously, with us having our beacon on, our lights on, all that sort of stuff, it does actually lag the game out quite a bit. Right, we need to try and get back into this node. We're just digging pretty much dirt now. Right, let's dig in through this way and see if we can find it again. Shouldn't be that far away. Yeah, hopefully you guys have been enjoying the series. It's been going really, really well. Like it's blown me away how well it's been going. I know Outofore's always done really well on this channel, but it's just getting better and better. And for a game that I enjoy playing, like this isn't my full-time job, as you guys know. I'm in mining. It's just a hobby for me, like a side gig, I guess you can call it. And I don't want this to feel like a full-time job, and that's purely why I play games that I enjoy. Like, I don't want to wake up this morning and go, oh, you know, this game's doing really well on the channel. I hate playing this game, but because it's doing so well on the channel and I make good money out of it, I have to keep recording it. I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to get up and go, I'm so excited to get back on Outofore, and this is what I want to get done today. This is where I want to dig. This is the future of the pit, and get in and get it done and know that you guys are enjoying it just as much as I am. Sort of where I'm at the moment. Actually, first thing this morning, I woke up, said hello to the missus and the kids and all that sort of stuff. But one of the first things I thought about when I woke up this morning was Outofore and finding a new lithium patch or a new ore node. And it's like, it's good when you actually wake up and you get excited about playing this and you sort of, it's one of the first things you think of, obviously outside family and normal life, but you know, it's good. It's clearly a game that I enjoy and you guys enjoy as well. So I did also ask you guys about colours of equipment. Now, I haven't even looked at it yet, but we'll do that now. Store, let's go, vehicles, parts, paint. So someone said forest green. I want to go forest green, and I want to have black as well. So let's go, that go there, that go there. Oop, I think that there, take that out, that'll be black. So store, black, buy that. Vehicle options, that. Get rid of view, don't need that anymore. That looks pretty good. The other option is, do we change these guys over? Have the cab green but the arms black. That's probably not a bad look as well. Someone said go pink until you've got the bigger equipment. Yeah, nah. we won't be going pink, not anytime soon anyway. But I don't mind that actually. The black with the green, the black rims. We could probably do the green rims, but for me, everything has to have black rims. We could go white rims, but I don't think that would look any good either, to be honest. We're still lagging a little bit. I don't think we're lagging as much as we were, definitely not. So I wonder if it did just have something to do with the clouds and the shadows or something. Right, I want to see if I can start digging the other way now. Problem is it makes it hard to see the hopper. And a few of you guys have mentioned as well, the wooden roof patterns or the wooden roof tiles sort of make it hard. It does clog up a lot of the ore, which definitely does. So it's definitely better off going concrete if you can. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but you know, when you find a node like this, it's really not that expensive. But I didn't even look to see how much money we actually spent on that build, but we spent an absolute shit ton of money building that new wash plant, the processing plant setup. It's not cheap when you actually want to get in and do a proper building. I know I've got plenty of materials left over from the build and stuff, but right now I'm sort of thinking, how far do we dig in before we get the dozer to keep pushing down? I don't want to under dig this mountain too much like we did previously. I think I'll go back a little bit further, but not too much further. So I don't think we've got any coal coming through. It's just they're all different nodes, like different shades of white and grey, which are giving us different ores. I'm not exactly sure what ore's what colour. Yep, I think I won't go any further back than that. Sort of starting to cause us problems. We could probably ramp up if we wanted to with the loader, but I want to use the dozer. I love using the dozer. I can't wait till it's a huge bulk pushing machine, and I'll just spend hours sitting in the dozer pushing away. That's what I want to do in real life. I want to get, with any luck, get a permanent job, which is hopefully coming soon, fingers crossed. I'm just a contractor at the moment, which really doesn't mean much different. It's just, you know, job security, bit of a pay rise, and the ability to hopefully get a bit of career progression. But I'm hoping to get a permanent job and eventually end up on a dozer, where I run a dump, do bulk push jobs or whatever it may be. That's my target, or my first target when I do get a permanent role. So I just want to get behind the wheel of the dozer and just do stuff and just make it look like I've actually achieved something, I suppose. Driving a truck's fun. I love driving trucks, but the end of the day, you don't really feel like you can't look back and see that you've made a difference. Obviously, I know I have moved a shitload of dirt throughout the day, but it's at least if you've got a dump, you know where you started, or you've got a bulk push job, pushing a new ramp or whatever it may be, you can look back at the day and go, you know, I moved a shitload of dirt today, and that looks really good. Have something you can look back at and be proud of. But as I said, sitting behind the wheel of a truck, you don't really see it as much. You can sort of see the dig progress throughout the day, but it's not you digging it, you're just moving the dirt. And obviously, without truckies, there's no such thing as mining. So there's definitely nothing wrong with being a truckie for life. If I wasn't trained up on a dozer, a digger or shovel later in life and I was stuck on a truck for the next 10, 20 years, so be it. I still love it. It's not going to make any difference. But I know that I'm a good truckie and I'm a good operator, and I want to be able to operate something a bit bigger and have a bit more responsibility, you know. What the hell's going on there? Something stuck there. Alright, so I think I want to maybe look at this retaining wall side, do a little bit more digging there, and then we'll start pushing down. I don't really want to go too much further in. But I don't know how much is actually under there. So let's just get a little bit more of this sort of dug away. The thing is, we don't want to push down too far either, because if it lands on obviously the little concrete pad we've got here, the ore just gets deleted, so we want to try not to push down too much good quality ore onto our concrete pad. We can avoid it. Just trying to work this wall. There we go. Didn't do too bad. Obviously it wasn't great, but right, keep that wall progressing a little bit. So yeah, you guys let me know if you guys have already operated any equipment, whether it be in a big open cut coal mine like I'm at, or even a little quarry, or just, you know, on the farm if you've got like a dozer digger on the farm and you do bits and pieces around the place, you know, let me know. Interesting to see what other people have operated, where you're operating, if it's, you know, a coal mine, just a quarry, a gold pit, iron ore pit. You know, you let me know. And obviously where you are in the world, because everyone does it different. We're all doing the same thing, we're all mining, but it's just amazing how different countries do it different ways. Even here in Australia, like I can go from one pit to the next and it's done completely different, which is weird. You think it would be the same sort of across the board, but it's not. I can go from one place to another place right across the road and it's completely different. Yeah, I thought I had that. There we go. That there, that there. Just gonna minimize a little bit of this. It's just dirt. It's not taking out any ore, so don't worry too much about it. Alright, I think we'll jump up in the dozer now, have a little bit of dozer work. Let's push this stuff in and then we'll see how much is actually in the box. Alright, so lithium 3.6k. I know selling dirt, I'm pretty sure it goes on value, not actually a little bit of pay dirt. It goes on value, not the amount. Right, so store, sell, 3.6, 213,000, 238, 363. Ooh, platinum's worth a fortune. And some bauxite. So nearly 400k, it's going to get us 337 to 349, nearly level 22. So close. I was hoping to be level 22 by the end of this. I'm going to probably do a little bit longer episode today, whether it be like an hour or something. Alright, I definitely want to look at, I think, where is it? It should be here somewhere. GPS, ooh, level 40. Damn. I was hoping to unlock that pretty soon, if I could. Right, so let's tilt the blade to the left and also push down. I'm trying just to gouge out this wall. See, this is where we've got to be careful not to fall in the hole. That's why if we undercut too much and start pushing, there's a chance we're going to push away the dirt that's underneath our blade and just fall straight in the bloody hole, which we clearly don't want to do. I'm trying to have the blade dig that corner like that, just to try and get it level. This is where we need the GPS, so we know if we're getting it level or not. Right, so as long as these rocks are attached to another bit of dirt when they hit the ground, even if they do land on that concrete, it'll still build it up. Looks like the node goes into this wall a little bit too. I think it tracks a little bit up that hill. I think we already looked at that, didn't we? Need it to start cutting along this wall a lot harder. Let's try and straighten the blade up. So what I do to straighten the blade, I sort of go in cab here and get it looking straight. So we're going to bring a lot of dirt down with the ore as well, but that's fine. So we just get this pushed down. I don't want to go too much further back than where we're at, because I know that the node is finished by this point. I think it finishes about here where the blade is, so don't really want to go back too far. As I said, we're just pushing dirt and pay dirt on top of the node, and it's just not being productive then. I think that's as wide as I want it to go. Probably need to look this way a little bit now. Yeah, I don't really want to go any wider than this. Cut that blade down to the right a little bit. And yeah, keep this width. Don't go any wider. See, this is a problem there. You can see that little bit with the dozer. Normally that would push that. Previously it would, I know it's a bit of a high spot, but it would still push it. Now, since the dozer's been nerfed a little bit, it doesn't really like pushing anything that's too high above the blade. Pretty sure that's probably about it. We're not going to get much more that we can't actually get with the loader. See, we're just pushing a whole heap of dirt now, pay dirt on top. Alright, so let's have a look at this retaining wall. We'll try and bring it up. Right, let's just dig out this a little bit. I think we haven't quite gone straight there, but that's fine. Right, I want to get up on top and then so keep bringing it up. Trees are in the way, always in the way. Maybe I said from here. Can we go back one more? We'll start here and we'll... Anything below that is... Anything above this will stay from now. So the dozer can pretty much go, I think. We'll leave it here obviously, but we're not going to use it anymore. Let's back it up out of the way. And then we can either throw it back in the inventory or walk it back to where we need to go. Yeah, see the blade, I feel like the hitbox is too small. It needs to be a lot bigger than what it was. Than it is like how it was before. Right, start getting some of this stuff dug back out again. We don't need to get fuel. Still don't know why I didn't bloody get fuel before we came down, but anyway. So yeah, where that bush is on this side, we don't want to dig any further in than that either. Any further to the left here, towards the hopper. Yeah, so we'll see how far we go. If we need to, we'll dig back as far as we can. If we need to blast it, we should be level 22. We can blast it a little bit just to sort of bring it down again. So one thing I've never really done is tried to blast to bring dirt from above down to dig again. It's always been blast it into a hopper. Right, we're at 45 minutes, so we're probably getting close to ending this episode. I'd like to get this completely done this episode, but it's not going to happen. There's too much work in it. Then obviously, as I said, we're going to move down the mountain. Keep digging. So I don't know how deep this vein goes. What we're currently digging, is this as deep as it goes? Is it going to go way deeper? So, nobody knows. I don't know. You guys may know, but I've got no idea. Right, another autosave. I'm always keeping the autosaves on because I know I've had a lot of issues previously before this open cut patch with just crashes randomly trying to open containers and stuff like that, so this should still be dirt. Shouldn't be much pay dirt in it because we're not that deep. We're still right near the surface. I'm going to need to start a retaining wall in this corner too, just so we sort of stay in between. So this can be a new ramp to somewhere. Once it's completely finished, we can go back to the top and just start pushing dirt all the way down. Nice steep ramp, but it'll work. We can purely just leave it as a hole in the ground and maybe try and fill it with some dirt later, once we get the bigger equipment. This thing's definitely going to need to go for a bit of a drink soon. Though level 22, we could probably bring the truck to us, but I don't know how we're going to go doing that either. Off the side of a bloody mountain here, there's not great access for a fuel cart, a fuel truck. Right, so we'll dig for a little bit longer and then I'll end the episode here. We'll have a look and see how much we've got in there. There won't be a great deal now because we've just emptied it again before. And I'm going to jump out now, I think, and throw in the start of our retaining wall to this side. It's going to be a decent width, like that's going to be wide enough for a haul road. Maybe not for the biggest equipment that we can get in the game, but it'll be wide enough. Right, how much further back do we go? One more block. There we go, and I want to actually... no, I was going to say we'll take those out, but we won't. We'll just leave them there for now. Right, so that's what we're going to dig, just in between here get it dug out and see what happens. I don't know if that bush is going to disappear once we load back in. I did have a lot of floating bushes before when we pushed in that other haul road, that other lithium node, so haven't actually gone back to check and see if they've actually disappeared or not. So I might throw in a time lapse of us digging this, but it's really not going to be that exciting. I might even just get it dug out off camera and bring you guys back before our next episode and let you know what we ended up getting out of it. A lot more digging to go, but righto guys, we'll end the episode here. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the series. If you have been, make sure you smash the like button. It definitely helps out a lot with bringing new people to the channel. Helps me know that you guys are still enjoying it. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about this spot here, if you found it before or not. If we're going to push in a ramp maybe from here down to the bottom of the pit for a future underground mine. Let me know what you think with that. So let me know if you do work in the mining industry or in a quarry or something, where you work, what you operate. And yeah, if you guys are new to the channel and haven't subscribed yet, guys, please do so. It's been Britto. Thanks for watching. See you guys again soon.